Hey there, welcome back to my channel. Today we're on the back porch in the area that I showed you recently before we did a little bit of a shopping trip for a pot and inevitably some plants too. This spot off of our back patio is one that we see often when we're back here on the back porch, and in getting ready for fall time and winter, I just have a feeling we're going to be using this space a bit more. My husband is currently getting some chains so that we can hang this swing that we got back in the spring. So I'm hoping that we can be out here on the back patio this winter on the swing and just kind of enjoying this little covered space that we have back here. But this area that I'm going to be working on today has gotten really kind of just overgrown, kind of I don't know, a little bit junky over time, and it needs a bit of a refresh. So last week I was in North Carolina. I was away visiting my oldest son, who is just finishing up his training at the Air Force Base there, Seymour Johnson, where he is, and it was a wonderful time. It was amazing. North Carolina. We were in the western side or the eastern side, so we didn't see the devastation in the western side, but the area we were in was absolutely gorgeous. And but anyway, you know, when you spend time away from your garden and you come home, immediately areas stand out to you that you're like, oh, I need to work on that space. So that's what this area was for me. When I came back on the back patio, I looked at it and I was like, oh my gosh, that deserves some attention. So I'll just flip you around, kind of show you what we're gonna just get going on, and then I'll start kind of cleaning it up, taking some plants out, and we'll get going. Okay, so here is the spot. Like I showed the other day, you can just see, I mean, a big part of it that makes it look so junky is the hydrangea there, the endless summer hydrangea that is really leggy, needs to be cut back. It's in a pot currently. So what I'm going to be doing is just cleaning out this area. I'm going to be taking out a dead hydrangea. I'm going to be digging out this fern here, possibly taking out, there's a ground cover in here that really ends up, you can see it right here. This ground cover, it really kind of ends up making this space really kind of messy. I pulled a lot of it out earlier this spring, but I'll see underneath there once I move out this pot that has the Sun King Aurelia. You can see it right there. Once I pull that out, I'll just kind of be able to reassess this space and see what needs to move out, what needs to be moved, you know, rearranged in the garden and stuff like that. So I'll obviously also be, you can see back there, it's a pretty, I don't know, I think when I blow off the patio, a lot of this stuff gets junked up back here. So I just need to kind of clean up, refresh this whole area, move the fern so that I can get all of the debris off of there, clean up the patio floor. So anyway, I'm just going to start moving things, cleaning things up, and then kind of assessing where things are going to be placed and what changes need to be made. So we'll just set up the camera and get to work. the garden area pretty well cleaned up, and it just already looks so much better in my opinion, just getting out the scraggly looking stuff and cleaning up the ground a little bit. You did see I dug up this hosta because I think I'm going to just move it forward and plant the hydrangea right in about right here. As I've said before, this hydrangea is supposed to be a relatively compact grower. So I think it should just fill in that spot nicely if it gets enough sun and grows as it's supposed to. So this spot right here, I was thinking about, my intention was, as you saw in the video where I went shopping with you all, I got a pot and I was going to put it right here and I was going to put the Sun King Aurelia in it. But in looking in this area, I think what I'm going to do first is actually try moving this euonymus. It's a golden variety of euonymus. It's not very golden because it doesn't really get very much sun, but it's in this cedar pot. And I think that would look a little bit better tucked in right there than the Sun King Aurelia. This is also evergreen, so it'll stay, you know, nice and present there in the spot over the winter. And then what I think I'm going to do is actually take the pot that I got, put it right here, and plant it up with this sweet melody of plants that we got at S&K Nursery. I think I'll use rosemary as the centerpiece and then just thickly plant it in with all of this goodie around it. And then that will really tie in with the color here. And it'll be just something a little bit prettier, you know, to look at. As much as I love a good evergreen shrub, I think it'll be a little prettier right here for the winter. And then I'll take out these heliotrope and I think just plant in, I'll probably spare some of the pansies that I got for my front baskets and plant those in here. And then that color will coordinate there and it'll coordinate here in these boxes. are currently at. We've done some rearranging. This area right here I think looks a lot better, a lot tidier, of course. I have the cloche there. It's not covering anything, but it's just kind of blocking the way for the dogs to go back there. I don't know why they like to do that, but they do, and so I've always kind of kept something there to just divert them. This I think looks really nice here with the euonymus and the, just in the cedar container. I think that looks really nice there. It really helps let the Brunnera pop, I think, right there, especially with the new mulch down. It just lets it really be bright right there. Rotated the little fountain just a little bit, especially now that I moved the barbecue here, which I don't love. I mean, I don't know, who loves a barbecue? The look of it, it's functional. Obviously, I do enjoy the food that comes of it, so I don't want to get rid of it or make my husband move it someplace else because he likes to barbecue on the back patio. So I moved that here because we got the swing up. And the swing being in this spot, it had to be where it is so that it was in studs up there. We couldn't really shift it over anymore. So being where it was when the barbecue was right here, it just really kind of necked this in and blocked it a lot. So anyway, so I just moved this little hutch thing over here. I did have the fern on it, but it just was really tall and blocked the view on this side also. So it's there for now. I don't know that I'll do Kimberly ferns again next season. Maybe just one, but they do get quite large, and this space isn't too big now that we have another seat back here. So I might just do something smaller. I'm not sure that I'll keep this little guy on here, although I was thinking it would be kind of fun to plant this up with a bunch of succulents and have it be a little succulent garden. So we'll see on that. But at any rate, this area that I had intended on working on looks, I think, a lot better. Went all the way down with the mulch, just kind of tidied everything up. As you saw, I moved one of the hosta up, and hopefully having it up and a little less shrouded, I'll be able to pay more attention to it and give it some something to prevent bugs from chewing on it. I think I should have baited underneath it, but honestly I kind of forgot that it was even there. So here's another heuchera. Actually, this is a heucherella, tiarella, floss flower, that's right here and in a container. So I could probably plant that into the ground, but this also helps the dogs from not going through here. I pulled out all of the heliotrope, and I'm going to be planting in some of the pansies. And I think we're just going to go ahead right now and plant this container up because I'm ready for this back patio to be finished up. I put it onto some bricks. I mean, it's not a fantastic look, but it actually does kind of tie the black pot in with the terracotta pot that's behind it. So I don't mind it. I just don't really want that. I don't know. I've heard that it's not the best to have them sitting directly on the ground. So I'll do that. I do like too that it gives a little bit more difference in the height of these two containers. Otherwise they were pretty close in size, and that just looked a little bit off balance to me. So I'm not sure if I'm going to put this Adirondack chair back here. I might do that for the winter. We'll see. I just didn't want to have it there for right now, so I could just show you how this ended up looking. So yeah, I think I will just go ahead and start getting this pot planted up. All right, and I'm all done with these sweet containers. I just love how this one turned out. I don't think I ever probably would have been able to pull this one together on my own, but as you guys saw in the video where I went shopping for these plants, they were all sitting on the end of a table at S&K Nursery near where all the pansies were, and they just looked so sweet all together, except for the rosemary. That wasn't part of it, but these were all just sitting there, and I thought they looked so cute, so I just scooped them up. And it did turn out that when I was checking out, I commented on it to the owner, and she said, "Oh yeah, that's where my girl puts all the containers together." So I asked her if she wanted me to put them back, and she said, "Oh no, it's totally fine." And she rang me up for $1.50 for each of them. It was quite a good deal, and I just love how it turned out. The rosemary, I had 2 of them in these little containers up on my front porch over the summer. I didn't think that they would really do well, given, just that they are a rosemary. I didn't know if they would be hardy or not in these containers. So anyway, I just took that one out, put it in the center there, kept this one in its container just to finish off this trio, and then I filled this container that has the evergreen clematis in it. I just put in 4 pansies. I would love to put one in the back, but when I planted in the clematis, the root ball goes all the way back here. It was a pretty good size container, so couldn't really fit one very well back there, but I just love how this turned out, and it just echoes so nicely the pansies that are back here in these containers. So it's just a sweet view from inside the house, and I hope these do well. This is one of the few that actually had a tag, and it is only hardy zones 10 to 11, so when I get a hard frost it might take that. But the Dusty Miller and the Wire Vine, the Heuchera, not sure about the Swedish Ivy, but gosh, look how sweet that is. The Creeping Jenny, those all should be fine. Same with the rosemary, since it is kind of tucked in close to the house. It should be okay. This rosemary here I might have to tuck back a little further so it doesn't get damaged in a frost. But anyways, so I did move the Adirondack chair back over here just for the time being. It's a nice little place to sit. We have just one of the ferns there, which is gigantic. The swing, and then over on this side, I just brought one of my galvanized watering cans. It just looked a little empty there for now, but I do think that would be a fun place to do a succulent planting, so maybe work on that another day. And then the other huge Kimberly fern. So I think this area just ended up so much cleaner, so much more inviting. I really wanted it just to feel like another room, basically, an outdoor room. Cleaning it up really definitely made it feel like we succeeded at that. I'm super happy with how this all turned out. It feels really good to get this accomplished. We're expecting some rain soon, so we will probably just be sitting on this back patio looking out at the rain, and I hope that now that it's just cleaned up, we'll get a lot more use out of it. So anyway, thanks for hanging out with me while I did this project, and I cleaned up the space and planted up the pot and rearranged some things in this garden bed over here too. It felt good to really refresh this space over here in the garden with actually nothing new. I actually took things out and then adjusted things a little bit, and it just looks a lot neater, a lot nicer. So anyway, happy with how it turned out. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.